In section 3, we're going to talk about direct claims and complaints. A claim is a message written by a customer to identify or correct a wrong. When you're composing a direct claim, you want the opening to describe the desired action clearly. The body needs to explain the claim, explain why it's justified, and give details of the desired action. And in the closing, you want to end it with a goodwill statement and include an end date and an action request if that's appropriate. Claims and responses to them that require persuasion are going to be covered in more depth in Chapter 8. Okay, so when the remedy is obvious, you want to state it immediately. Like, please correct multiple charges for my single card-based cryptocurrency purchase. My Visa card was charged 17 times for the same transaction. When the remedy is less obvious, you might ask for a change in policy or procedure, or simply for an explanation. Here's an example. Because 3 of our employees with confirmed reservations were refused rooms September 16th in your hotel, please clarify your policy regarding reservations and late arrivals. Now, when you're supporting a claim in the body, you want to explain the problem and justify your request. Don't be angry or try to blame. I know that's hard. This can be challenging, this type of message. State the facts logically, objectively, and unemotionally. You need to have documentation. You need to have proofs. It could be invoices, sales slips, repair records. When service is involved, you want to cite the name of individuals you spoke to and the dates of calls. This is extremely important. Always document who you spoke to and when you spoke to them. When an alternative remedy exists, you want to spell it out. For example, if a refund for your return is not an option, please issue a store credit and apply it to our next order. And if it's appropriate, you can include an end date. I hope you understand that the mistakes in ordering online sometimes occur. Because I've enjoyed your prompt service in the past, I hope that you will be able to issue a refund or store credit by May 2nd. You want to end the message at courteous, and you want to promote goodwill. And as I mentioned, you can include the end date. Act promptly by taking the time to put your claim in writing. This shows how serious you are. And then you definitely want to save a copy of your message. You want to have a copy when you send it so that you have proof. All right, when you're revising the claim, you're going to temper the tone, describe the problem objectively, provide facts and figures, and specify exactly what you want done. So we will look at model document 6.4 to see what this looks like. Here is what it would look like. You have, this is the original warranty ripoff. You don't want to do that. That's disrespectful. Don't sound angry. I'm fuming that you have salespeople slip in unwanted service warranties to boost your sales. You don't want to do that. You don't want to jump to conclusions. It forgets that mistakes do happen. Fails to suggest a solution. So that's the wrong way. Now let's look at the right way. Okay, so you have your provides informative, dispassionate subject summarizing purpose. Great perks for driving less. Then you have a sales invoice attached. Dear Maxtronics customer service, explain objectively what went wrong. Doesn't blame or accuse. You have to keep that friendly, neutral tone. So this is really a good example of how to do this. Summarize your request. So please authorize a credit immediately and email me a confirmation of the transaction. I'm enjoying all the features of my Samsung Smart TV and would like to be shopping soon at Maxtronics for a similar set for my parents. So here are everything you need when you're writing these. Start with the compliment. You can read all of that later. And documentation, the sales invoice was good. That supports your claim. So now with social media, we have some new information, new way of sending out information. Social listening. It's a form of customer service that involves monitoring social media for chatter about a brand. Social media experts advise consumers to exhaust all other options for claims and complaints with the company before venting online. So, angry posts about a product, if it's yours or your business, they're out of your control. So, here's some things you can do. Consider whether people you respect and prospective employers would approve. Even anonymous posts can be traced back to the writer. And no workplace wants to be associated with off-color, racist, sexist, or otherwise inappropriate comments in violation of company policy. A lady named Elizabeth Bernstein, she's a columnist with the Wall Street Journal, and she said, e-venting is particularly risky. We think it's private because we do it in a secluded place like our bed while we're in our pajamas. We have our phones with us all the time, so we often e-vent before we've had a chance to calm down. A rant put out via internet is a click away from being shared and shared and shared. So think before you comment or post. Public criticism can cost you. A Florida man complained on Yelp about his dog's death, and he ended up being sued by the animal hospital for defamation. A doctor in New York sued a patient for $1 million for posting negative reviews. A Kansas man faced a lawsuit for giving 3 stars to a theme park on TripAdvisor. Commenting responsibly. 30% of U.S. consumers always read user reviews when researching a product, and a whopping 82% check out reviews of local business. I always do this. For restaurants, for clothes, anything I purchase online, I read the reviews. So your well-written complaint or review may help others, and it has for me. Follow these guidelines for writing online reviews. Establish your credibility. Consider the reach and the permanence of your post. Check posting rules. Accept others to help. Provide balanced reviews. Refuse payment for favorable critics. And there's a figure in your book that has these guidelines. So here's the figure in your textbook. And so when you do get ready to write an online review, you may want to look over this and try to follow those guidelines.